guys, welcome back to my channel. So you might notice that the angle is a little bit different today, and that is because I am going to do the first in what might turn into a series on my channel. I haven't really decided yet. So this video is going to be blind dates with my bookshelves. This idea was given to me by Emily Rose from Emily Rose Dreams. I'm going to link her channel down below. I put out a call on Twitter earlier because I was like not feeling any of the video ideas that I had and I wasn't sure what to do, but I needed to film something today and she gave me this idea. So what I ended up doing was I had my friend Z from You Can't Catch Z, I'll also link her channel down below, give me 5 random coordinates of books on my bookshelves. I'm going to find each of these books and I am going to tell you about them. If I've read them, I'm going to give you a little bit of a review about what I thought. If I haven't read them, I'm going to talk about why I'm excited. If I can remember where I got it, I'll talk about that, and we'll go from there. Okay. So the way that I have these numbered is I told her to give me numbers between 1 and 5 because I have 5 bookshelves, and 1 and 100 because there's approximately 100 books on each shelf. If there's more, there's more. If there's less, I will count to the end and then I will start over again at the beginning. So the first coordinate is 3 and 66. So the first book that I pulled was The Last Wish by Andrzej Sapkowski. This is the first short story collection in the Witcher series. Everybody's talking about it right now, so I'm sure you guys have heard of it. But The Last Wish follows Geralt, who is a witcher, which is essentially a monster hunter who has been like a person who's been genetically modified. And his job is to hunt monsters for money. This is the book that inspired the video game and also the Netflix series. I have read this. This is the only book in the Witcher series that I've read so far. I watched the Netflix TV show first and then I read this and I tried to play the video game. I haven't finished it yet, but I am interested in continuing with it. I just haven't gotten around to it. But yeah, this is a short story collection that just follows the adventures of Geralt, I believe before the events of the rest of the series take place. I think I ended up giving this either 3 or 4 stars. I don't know for sure. It was good. It was okay. They're interesting, that's for sure. And it was probably more interesting to me because I have watched the Netflix show. So it follows very, very closely. Some of these stories follow very, very closely some of the episodes in the Netflix show. Some of the short stories were not featured at all in the Netflix show. So those were a little bit more interesting to me because I was getting more information than I'd had. But for the most part, it was okay. It was nothing amazing to me, but I am interested in moving on to Sword of Destiny. Okay, coordinate number 2 is 4 and 82. The next book that I pulled was Princeps Fury by Jim Butcher. This is book 5 in his Codex Alera series. I have yet to finish the Codex Alera series. I've read the first 2, and I thought they were pretty good. I don't know why I haven't continued on with it yet. I'm pretty sure I own the entire series, but this is pretty much described as if Roman military history was to meet Pokemon, this is what you would get. I know that a lot of people that don't really like the Dresden Files tend to like the Codex Alera better. I don't know, I don't really like one of them more than the other. I have stuck with the Dresden Files longer. I've connected with the characters in the Dresden Files longer, probably, but I did start reading them before I started reading the Codex Alera, so that could be a large part of it as well. But yeah, I haven't gotten this far in the series yet, so I don't really have much to talk about as far as this particular book goes. But if the concept of Roman military history meeting Pokemon interests you at all, I would definitely recommend picking it up because I know that a lot of people really enjoy this series of his. Third set of coordinates is 1 and 13. The next set of coordinates led to 50 Shades of Grey. Yes. Yes, I do own 50 Shades of Grey. I was a part of the craze when they first came out. I read them all fairly quickly. I mean, they are what they are. Yes, they're pretty trashy as far as romance goes. They're not very good. But you do kind of want to know what happens next as far as like the mystery behind the story is going. So, yeah, I mean, if you haven't heard of 50 Shades of Grey, Google it. That's all I'm really going to say about that. It's okay. It's nothing spectacular, but it is what it is. The next set of coordinates is 2 and 49. The next book that the coordinates led me to was the Book of Coley by M.R. Carey. I have not read this, and the only reason, I actually talked about it in my last book haul, so I will link that up in the corner. This corner, I think it's gonna go up in? I don't know. We'll see. I'm probably wrong. I have no idea what corner it goes into, but I will link that video up above. We bought the Book of Coley because Elliot Brooks recommended it. Then I found out that she hasn't read it yet either. She was basing it off of somebody else's recommendation. So I hope that they're correct. We bought this because it sounds like the video game Horizon Zero Dawn, which John has played. I have started to play, but I watched him play a large part of it, and it was really interesting. We both liked it. So, you know, the concept of Horizon Zero Dawn as a book was really interesting, and that is why we picked it up. I probably will hold off on reading this until I finish playing the game, just so that I can draw my own conclusions, but I am really intrigued. And the last set of coordinates is 5 and 100. The last set of coordinates led me to The Gunslinger by Stephen King. This is actually, fortunately, the only book in the entire Dark Tower series that I have read. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It wasn't really for me. Maybe I'll move on to the second book sometime. It's not a huge priority for me. Stephen King's writing just doesn't really do it for me. But I own it, and yeah, I mean, I couldn't even tell you what this is about, honestly. There's a gunslinger, and there's something about a kid, and there's a movie adaptation with Idris Elba that was okay, but yeah, so The Gunslinger by Stephen King. I am not sure what I ended up rating this. It was probably 2 or 3 stars. Well, that was my very first blind date with my bookshelves video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you again to Emily Rose for the video suggestion, and thank you to Z for giving me all of those coordinates. I think probably in the future, I might end up having, like, being blindfolded and, like, doing a pin the tail on the donkey kind of thing where John, like, leads me around my bookshelves and I have to pick one. Or I might put out a poll on Twitter and see if anybody can, like, send me some more coordinates, because the coordinate thing was kind of fun. It just involved a lot of counting, and that was exhausting, so we'll see. But I do want to do more videos like this in the future, because it reminds me of books that I've already read that I own, and it reminds me of books that I need to get to that I own, which is always good, because I have a lot of those. So that is it for me today, guys, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!